Aisha here, and we are going to start off today with a fruit salad. So we're doing a new piece of technology today, so do let us know if it's not loud enough and we'll see if we can make it louder for you. So Aisha, what are we going to start off with?
Okay, we're starting off with fruit salad, summer fruit salad. Is it tropical or summer salad? So we've got, today I just want to make it simple. So we've only got 3 ingredients. Melon, mango, and pineapple. So with the melons, I got two different melons. I got the watermelon, which is the red one, and obviously the yellow one is the honeydew melon.
Let me just, I'm very sorry Maxine, we can't turn it up from here. See if you can turn it up your end. I'm very sorry. We'll see if we can do better next time.
Yeah.
So, as Aisha, you were saying, you've got 2 melons.
2 types of melons.
Watermelon and honeydew.
And then mango and pineapple.
So I'm really looking forward to being shown how to do a mango properly, because I always cut it the wrong way first time.
Yeah, well, okay.
So we're going to start off with the watermelon, are we, Aisha?
Watermelon, yeah. I'm using half, I've already done the half melon. I'm using half a melon in this one. So I'm going to cut it into 3 and then quarters. So for me, that will make it a little bit easier for you to get the melon off the skin. So I'm going to go like that.
So you're just cutting it into thirds, are you?
Yes.
Straight down. So would it be easier if you turned it on the flat side to cut?
It would, but for me, that's the best way for
Okay.
me, yeah. So whichever way is easier for you, yeah? And just be careful. The knife, yeah, that's it. And then what I'll do at this point, now that I've cut them into 3, for me to take it off the skin, I'm going to cut it in the middle like that. It's just easier for me to
So
do.
you cut all the way through down the
Yes,
middle. So
yeah.
Once you cut it into thirds lengthways, you're going to cut it in half
Yeah.
widthways.
Yeah, that's it, like that. So that's it. So what I'll do, I'll put these on this side. And then taking it off the skin, what I'll do, I just go like this, use the sharp end of the knife.
Okay, so I'm just cutting very close to the skin, sort of skimming the skin, would you say it's a good description?
It. Yeah, just to get the...
And she hasn't tried to go straight across all the way in one go.
Yeah.
She's cut round the outside towards the middle.
Yeah, that's it.
Rather than trying to slice it off the skin, which is what I try and do and always fail.
Yeah, for me, I find it dangerous because the knife always goes the wrong way for me. So I just have them like that and just keep turning it around. It comes off easily.
So Aisha said just turn it around as you cut, pop the knife into the middle and turn the melon itself round.
Yeah, that's it. Just rotate it like that. That's it. Comes up.
So do this for each of the chunks you've made, and the centre one you might find it easier to slide through, but you can still just rotate.
Yeah.
Do whichever way is easiest for you.
Whichever way is easier for you to do.
And take care. That's always the big idea.
Yeah.
I see, even Aisha lets go of her melon occasionally. That's fine to do.
Sometimes it's just tricky. You cannot always get it off the first time round. And the last one, this one is easy. You can just
so the last one we just slid along the skin because it was a nice bit. If you have any of the extra sort of white bits, feel free to trim them off. That's what Aisha just did as well.
Right.
And Aisha's got a plate off to the side where she's popping all of the bits we don't want to eat, so they're nice and out of the way.
Yeah. So now, all you have to do now is just cut them whatever size you want. There's no particular way of cutting it. Depends on the size that you want. I'm just cutting them medium.
So as Aisha said, cut them to the size you're happy with. If you want nice big chunks of melon and a really chunky salad, do that. If you want them really, really tiny, you can do that as well.
Yeah, it's up to you.
You can have them all cubes, you can have them as triangles, they don't have to be regular shapes.
No.
Bob said, could you put guava in
Yes, you can. Actually, I love guava. It's really nice. That's one of my favorite tropical fruits because we have them back home. So it's like I always have that.
So it's any fruits. We've just picked some really nice summery ones
Yes,
because,
yeah.
as you all know, the temperature today is rather warm, and we're looking forward to having something nice and cooling later on, thirst quenching.
Bob, that's a good tip, you know. Wow, you're very good.
So you just chop all of this half of the melon.
Yeah.
So Aisha, how much would, if you're doing the whole watermelon, the whole,
Well,
many
I
people would
got
that serve?
like a small melon. So that this is half of the small melon. So this will serve with or what I've got here to serve at least 6 people. Because I've got other melons that and then I'm just putting it in the bowl here.
so about 6 people you said.
Yeah, 6 people.
It all depends on how much fruit salad you want, doesn't it?
Exactly, it doesn't really matter. For me, it would be like 2 people. Yeah, so now I've got the honeydew. Same thing, I'm going to do with the same, what did I do
So
before?
what do we do about the seeds?
Okay, I'm going to scoop them off with spoon.
Would you do that before you cut it in half or after you cut it in
No,
half?
well, after I've cut it in half.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, so that's the way I do. I cut it like that.
So I should cut it in half,
And like
lengthways and widthways, so it's going to be in quarters.
Yeah, I like doing them in quarters. Now I'm going to get the spoon.
Okay.
Okay, scoop it in this. Can you see?
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah.
Well, let me just move this
Yeah.
out of the way so we can see.
That's it. So I'm just scooping the seeds out with a
So
spoon.
just using the bowl of the spoon to scoop the seeds, and don't worry if you get some of the melon as well.
Yeah. Just scrape it on top.
So one of the suggestions for a little bit of texture, Aisha, was we could put pomegranate in.
Yeah, I was looking for that actually. They didn't have any in the shop. Yeah.
So as Aisha said, we would have had pomegranate, but they didn't have
They
any.
didn't have any, yeah.
I do like pomegranates.
I do, yeah. Nice. Okay, with this, I'm gonna, because this is smaller, so I'm just gonna do the same
So
thing.
Aisha's just, again, taking it off of the skin. Do you take it off the skin before you cube it then?
Yes, always. That's for me. That's the way. I know some people like to cube it first,
Mhm.
but for me, I just take it off the skin like that.
So
Not
same
top.
method as we used
Yeah.
with the watermelon. If you have any bits that, like Aisha has, just that you think are a little bit too big, cut them again. That's fine.
Yeah.
And don't worry, you can have very small bits that you're taking the skin off. It might take you a little bit longer, but be safe and be comfortable.
Yeah. That's it. Half this again. It's too big.
And just slide it along that skin.
Yeah.
You can do it by moving all the way around. As they're smaller now, Aisha's just sort of skimming them along by the skin. Be very careful if you're cutting towards your fingers.
Yeah.
We don't want
What I
any
do,
chopped
I tend
fingers.
to do at this point, sometimes I just go like that, so it's easier for the knife to slide through.
And you can usually feel if the knife hits the skin because
Yeah,
there's more
you can.
resistance, isn't
Yeah,
there?
because the bottom is like hard, it's soft, so you just try not to get too much of that, so it tastes nice.
Mhm.
Right, so I've done this. I'll just do the same thing like I did with the watermelon.
We're chopping it into similar sized chunks, are we?
Yeah.
Again, don't worry if your chunks are triangles, squares,
Yeah.
rectangles, stars if you've got star cutters. If you wanted to make a star fruit
Yeah,
salad,
that would look
you
pretty.
could cut everything out and it would look very pretty.
Yeah, good. Well, this is very exciting. Summer salad.
It smells really nice already. I think I just like the smell of honeydew melon.
Put that in there.
So yeah, just once you've done it, just pop it in the bowl. So at the moment we're making a layered salad. I'm sure it won't be layered by the time we finish.
No, let's mix it up. Right, so now I'm gonna do my pineapple.
So what have you done already to get it to the point
Okay,
we're
the
at?
pineapple was whole. I just cut the two ends off.
Do you have to cut a certain amount in?
What, the pineapple?
Yeah.
No, just a little bit at the edge, just
Okay.
take the two ends off. So I'm left with like a whole pineapple, but then I cut it in half, which I did for this one. So this is a half of the pineapple. So what I do at this point is standing like this because I've taken the two ends off. So it will stand like this. I'm just going to go like this and I cut it in the
So
middle.
you popped it up on its end
Yeah.
with the skin facing, skin on one of the sides when it's up on its end,
Yeah, facing, yeah.
facing outwards, and then you've cut it in half down to the chopping board. So you've
Yes.
got.
So now this is how I peel my pineapple. Standing like that.
So just
go through with the knife like that. Try not to go too deep because otherwise you end up with nothing.
so you're just cutting down as many sort of angles as you need,
Yeah.
2 or 3,
Yeah.
to sort of cut the skin off.
Yeah. That's it.
You will cut some of the pineapple off. It's inevitable because of the way that a pineapple is set up.
Yeah, but try not to go too deep. That's when you get most. Yeah, that's it. So if you see at the end when you finish, you can sometimes you see like these black bits. You just trim it off with a knife.
Okay, Maxine asks, she says she always finds pineapple skin really difficult. Are there any Aisha's top tips or is it just practice?
It's just practice, really. And sometimes if the pineapple is not ripe, it becomes difficult because sometimes they're like green. So always look for the one that a little bit yellow on the outside, then it's soft when you try to skin it.
Ah, so really good tip. So
Yeah.
we're going to be looking for slightly yellow pineapples when we
it
go
means that
shopping.
it's ripe. So it's easier. So what I do at this point now, I'm just going to take the core off. There's a bit at it and in the middle that is really tough.
So that's just the very centre. How do you
Yeah.
do that? Is this the same way you'd core an apple? Is that principle?
Because the apple is smaller,
Yeah.
so obviously this is big. So what I do, I just use the knife. I go like the same way as it was before I started peeling it. So I put it like that, and then just get the middle off. You can.
So you're going to cut down the middle
Yeah.
to get rid of that hard bit.
Yeah.
So you've taken all the outside off,
Yeah.
and then you cut down the middle to get the inside hard bit.
That's it. Yeah. So that's the other bit here. As you slice through, you can feel that, yeah, you're getting to the pineapple. So that's done. And you just cut it in half. And then I've just noticed that there's a bit of core in the middle. You feel that it's hard. So just slice it off again like that.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So is that just feeling?
Yeah, once you feel, when you're slicing it, if you feel the hard bit in the middle, it means that it's the core, which is not edible. It's okay, but it's tough. Then just slice it off again.
Okay.
And then obviously just dice them.
So you cut it into bits about the size you then just wanted to slice
Yeah,
rather than cutting again.
yeah. So same way I did with the melon. Yeah. Cut it here. Here.
And we're just chopping our pineapple up nicely.
Right, okay, that's it. It's going in with the melon. Nice color.
I've got a nice red layer, then that sort of really pale creamy layer, and now a nice yellow layer on top.
Yeah. Okay, let's put this aside.
Onto your nice plate of
rubbish.
food waste.
Yeah, so now I've got this mango. I was looking for the one that is more condition. You say it should be yellow.
Okay.
This is like cream, or yeah.
It is a much paler colour than the mangoes
Than
I've
the
seen.
mango, yeah. Which, well, I think it all depends. This is what they have in the shop. And just take the skin off, whichever way. For me, this way is easier.
So you're just sort of peeling chunks off,
Yeah.
sort of cutting chunks off.
Yeah.
Does this become more difficult when it's riper and...
Yeah, when it's ripe, because then it becomes slippery.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little bit tricky when it's ripe, but I'm sure you get the hang of it once you start doing it. But when it's ripe, it's really nice. So just be careful with the knife.
Yeah, we're always going to be careful with our sharp knives. Don't want any
Casualties.
any problems.
Yeah, that's it. Let's put this aside here.
So what is the trick of making sure you cut a mango the right way? Because if I remember rightly, a mango stone is quite flat.
Yeah, for me, I don't think there's a right way.
Okay.
To be honest, there's no right way or wrong way. For me, this is the way I do. Whichever way works for you
Yeah.
is the right way for you. It might not be the right way for me. Yeah, so I'll say for me, I do it like that. It's a little bit slippery now. Try to, usually I have my method, but you won't use that. Anyway, I'll go like this. Yeah.
Ah. So how did you know which way round the stone was? Was that because you cut the end off?
Yes,
and
so
you
I
could
can
see-
feel the stone even here.
Okay.
Yeah, at the tip. And then just be careful, move your fingers. That's it.
Because I know you have to cut sort of alongside the
Yeah.
stone as much as possible.
Yeah. And then this end, you just take it off like that. So when you're cutting, you can feel the stone. So you
Mhm.
just be careful not to go through it. Yeah. So that's it.
Okay, so Aisha, can this be frozen, this fruit salad?
No.
Okay.
It will come out soggy when you defrost it. They'll all be soggy.
So
Unless you wanna puree it afterwards, like say is it like smoothie?
that's
Yes.
really interesting.
Yeah, if you wanna do smoothie, then if you have leftovers, then you can freeze them. But if you wanna eat them as salad, it's not gonna taste nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long will this salad last once you've made it?
Once you've made it, at least 2 days.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's eat it nice and...
Yeah. So that's it. At least 2 days. So if you wanna freeze it, you can do puree, which will be nice as well. Smoothie.
I like the idea of that one,
Yeah.
making smoothies afterwards.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna cut it in the middle like that, and then same thing like I did with the melons, just for them. Whichever way works for you. Yeah.
So we made these into so similar sized cubes. Everything's
Yeah.
about the same size.
Yeah.
So when you lift it out, you don't have very small bits and very large bits.
Yeah. That's about it.
We'll keep chopping our mango.
Chopping. Almost there.
Ah, Aisha's been very, very swish this time. You cut it into three one way and then you held it together and you're chopping it in the other direction. So you can chop them individually, or if you're comfortable, you can
Yeah.
hold them together and chop them.
That's
It's your method that works best for you.
Yeah. That's it. So that's the fruit salad done.
So I'm sure there's going to be another step because it's currently a layered salad. How are we going to make it a non-layered salad?
Yeah, we're just gonna mix it. I'm wearing gloves, so you can use a spoon, but because I'm wearing gloves, I'll just mix it with my hands like that to make sure that, yeah,
So if you were cooking at home and you'd washed your hands really well, you could do it as well.
yeah. Hands is always better anyway. Once they're clean, yeah,
Yeah, your hands feel a lot more.
yeah. So
So
you
you
know
sort
what's
of-
going on.
Yeah, you know what's going on. You know how to control your hands because you've been doing it all your life.
Yeah, so that's about it. That's the tropical fruit salad.
Oh, it does look really nice, Aisha. I'm just going to move it out of the way so it isn't in the way visually for your next one.
Yeah.
So Aisha's just going to change over her gloves and chopping board.
Change my gloves, wash my hands.
Because we are about to make a Greek salad. So when Aisha comes back, she'll tell us all the ingredients we need and how we're going to do it. So what are your favourite not fruit salads, savoury salads? What would be your choice of putting things in?
I like olives.
So do feel free to type in your favourite ingredients in a salad and how you'd make them different.
Yeah.
So as we said last time we were cooking, we've popped a tea towel down under our chopping board so that it hasn't slipped around whilst we've been cooking. Okay, Bob has a question. He says, would we serve our fruit salad with custard?
No.
No, sorry Bob, no custard with the
Bob.
fruit salad. You could put
Probably cream.
cream with it, I
Maybe
think, yeah.
double cream or single cream, but not
Yeah.
custard. So I'm just getting ready.
Oh, we have some very complicated questions for you, so I'm going to ask them and let you think about them.
Okay.
The first one is, how do you prepare aubergine for cooking, and do you always have to soak them? And the one you're not going to give away, which is what's your secret recipe for bread pudding?
No. Aubergine, the way I prepare it for is it cooking or baking?
It says cooking here, so tell us what the difference is.
With cooking, you just chop them up. It depends on what you're cooking, and then pan fry them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it all depends on the recipe. If you're baking it, what I do, I like pierce the aubergine round, and then rub olive oil on it, and then wrap it in tin foil, and then put it in the oven. So the tin foil keeps it moist, so it doesn't go dry and burn up quickly. So when it comes out, you have a really soft aubergine.
So hopefully, Mike, that answers your question. If not, do type more and we will clarify. So Aisha's just changing her gloves over. She washed her hands beforehand. And what ingredients have we got for our Greek salad?
Okay, for our Greek salad, we've got Greek feta cheese, olives, olive oil, oregano, cucumber, red onions, small, and 6 tomatoes.
Okay.
So that's all we need for today.
So if you were cooking it as a vegan Greek salad, we wouldn't be able to use the feta.
No, you look for
I think you can get a vegan equivalent for feta.
Yeah, you can. So that's all you need to change.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll start with I've got 200 grams of feta cheese, and I've got 6 tomatoes, 2 cucumbers, 1 small red onion. I'm going to use maybe a tablespoon of olive oil later, and then we're going to use all this. This is like the olives. They're 340 grams, but you can use less if you want.
So you've taken them out of the jar. Were they in any liquid?
They
Did you
were
have to
in
drain
liquid.
it?
I just drained it. They always come in liquid. You just drain it, and then you don't need the water. So okay, I'm gonna start with the tomatoes, or maybe I'll start with the cucumber. In this salad, you have to peel the cucumber. I know sometimes you don't peel it, but with this particular one, but it's up to you if you don't want to peel it, but you have to peel it.
If we're doing it as a traditional Greek salad,
you
you
peel
have to
the
peel it.
cucumber. Yeah. So
So
I do.
could you just use a peeler like you do for
You
carrots?
do, yeah. Maybe I was going to use that, but maybe I'll use the peeler. So
You can show us both with a peeler and with a knife. That would be good.
So that's the only difference with the cucumber. Using a knife, I'm sure most people will use. Yeah, you go like this.
You've got to have a lot of skill to peel with a knife,
With a
Aisha.
knife, yeah.
You have that skill. The rest of us, we're better off using a peeler.
A peeler. Okay, so if you're using a knife, you want to be skillful, that's fine. Yeah.
You're just chopping down the sides like we did with
the pineapple.
the pineapple, but a much thinner cut
Thinner,
because
yeah.
the skin's much thinner on a cucumber.
Yeah, that's it really.
And just trying to get rid of all that dark green colour.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit, that's fine. So I'm just gonna use a peeler now, yeah? I mean, it would be nice for you to leave some green bits, not too much, just for it to look colourful, makes it pretty really. Yeah.
So we're getting this to get rid of the crunchiness, are we?
Yeah.
So I'd say from watching it, I found the peeling with a peeler a lot easier. Or requiring less skill. Is there anything you can do with your cucumber peelings?
You eat them.
Just
You don't
eat them.
throw them away. Because usually you don't take the skin off. Yeah, I like the skin because it's got all the nutrients. Yeah. If you don't want to throw them away, you eat them. This one is easy. I'll soon finish.
Yeah, that's good.
One more and then.
We've got a discussion having about whether it should be a knife or a peeler. Maxine thinks a knife like you. Obviously got more
all
skills with
depends.
knives than me.
Yeah, a knife. I use a knife when I'm doing it at home. Yeah. But yeah, so let me just put this away.
And yeah, you could recycle them and put them in the compost. We were thinking, what could you do that wasn't just recycling them?
Yeah. Okay, what I'll do with this now, just cut it in half. I'm gonna dice this. I'll do it in a way that will be easier for you.
So you cut each,
Yeah,
a whole cucumber you cut in half.
yeah.
You then cut it into a quarter lengthwise.
Yeah.
Then cut it in half so you had a flat surface.
Yeah.
Cut it in half down the middle and then cubed it along.
Build it, yeah. That's it.
So if we're making a traditional Greek salad, is there anything we can use instead of cucumber, or is that it?
I haven't thought of anything else, to be honest.
If you're not wanting to make it as a traditional Greek salad, you can just miss out the cucumber if you don't like it.
And I was thinking about the one I have for the red onions. If you don't want to use red onions, you can use spring onions. It gives it that crunchiness again and different flavor.
There was a question about pickled onions as well.
Pickled, yeah, that could do. Yeah.
So really,
So
this is the really traditional way.
Traditional, yeah, but you make it your own.
Yeah. Feel free to try things out and see what you like best.
That's it. Just put that there for now.
Suggestion of celery instead of cucumber.
Yeah.
And one fact I know about celery, you use more calories eating it than you get from eating it. So it's a very good one for staying healthy. Just chopping up our cucumber. Keep going. So it's because we had 2 whole cucumbers.
Yeah.
It takes a little while.
Soon with that.
Okay, we just keep it going. So it's again just chop, chop, chop. And just, yeah, pop it in a bowl. So we've just got one half of our cucumber left to do. Cucumber's always a really easy thing to chop because it's quite watery.
Yeah.
Doesn't require a lot of force.
And less calories.
Because there's more water.
Yeah.
Just chop it in half, lengthways, and then into little cubes.
Yeah. That's it.
And then pop it in the bowl. So is the cucumber the sort of main part?
Yeah, the
of the fruit
cucumber and
salad?
tomatoes are the main. Right, so now I'm gonna do my tomatoes. I'll put them like that. This is how I cut them.
So
Up
flat
in the middle. Yeah.
with the dip at the top, cut them down in half, quarter them, and then what you're going to do, and then in half again. So we've got
Again.
an eighth of a tomato.
Yeah. If the tomatoes are too big, you just do them instead of 4, you do them 6. So it depends on the size.
So do you want them a little bit bigger than the cucumber, or about the same size as the cucumber?
A little bit bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, so
It's looking really interesting in the bowl, those bright reds and greens
yeah.
are nice and contrasty. Could you use cherry tomatoes?
Yes, any tomatoes really. Cherry tomatoes.
Would you cut your cherry tomatoes just in half, do you think?
Yeah, just cut them in half because they're small. So if you see any bits at the end there, just take it off with a knife.
So yeah, any bits you don't want, just
Yeah,
cut them out.
yeah, the cherry tomatoes you cut in half. Yeah.
And just keep going.
Soon be there, just taking the bits off.
So if there's anything you wouldn't eat if you were just preparing tomato for anything else, just feel free to chop out. Okay, we've got 2 more
Two more
tomatoes to
to
do.
go.
Here we go. Now I presume that the last bits are sort of cherry on the top finishings once we've done the red onion.
Yeah, we got the cheese.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, it's not finished. Oh, I can't wait to taste this.
Oh, Aisha, wanting to eat food?
Yeah, I love the salad. Yeah.
One of the suggestions earlier was, could we have a sort of a tropical summer fruit salad when we're all back at Croydon Vision?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that.
Might not be all the time because
No.
the ingredients are a little bit more expensive.
More expensive, exactly. But,
But I'm
yeah,
sure-
I'll do that once in a while. Yeah. Let me just get the water off this.
Board.
Oh, damn it.
So tomatoes are always a very wet fruit, and you
Yeah.
usually have to clean up after them.
So right, so
Because
now.
these are all fresh ingredients we're going to eat raw,
Yeah.
we don't need to worry about washing the board in between
Yeah.
and using a separate board for each of the ingredients.
So now I'm gonna do the red onions. I'm gonna cut it in the middle like that again. And this one I'm gonna do it like that. I don't know. Just
Chopping down but not all the way down.
Yeah.
So you cut it in half so you had a flat surface.
Yeah.
You put the flat surface down and you sort of fairly deeply scored the onion.
And then you go like this because you want them diced small.
So we're dicing our onion.
Yeah. Small.
And what quite nice is because onion can be a little bit
It's a little bit tricky to do that really.
yeah.
So
So we'd already
the end
peeled our
bits-
onion. I will put that in.
Yeah, the end bit you just
Get rid of the end bit.
Yeah.
So do you tend to cut yours with the end still on?
What, the onion? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you cut yours?
Lots of different ways I'm asking, I'm clarifying the question.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you do it, what works for you.
So, because yeah, onion can be a bit startling when you eat it.
Yeah.
Red onions are a little bit softer, which I guess is why you choose them, which is why I want them quite nice and small.
And I like the flavour of the
Yeah.
red onions. Well, yeah.
It's a bit of a subtler flavour and a bit softer.
With salads, I always use red onions. Goes in there. Right, now the cheese.
Cheese. So, first challenge is getting into the packet.
I'll get a scissors. I would have done it the other way. This is really bad. Right, I'll get a scissors and open the packet.
Okay, so you just cut the top off the packet.
And use the knife to just slice it like that. That's it. A bit of water in there. Just put it in. Right. With the same, I'm gonna dice the cheese again. Put this in.
Okay, so you're just chopping the cheese into chunks lengthways.
Yeah, doing cubes as well.
What sort of size are this in relation to the other?
This, you need to do it, I think, maybe smaller size. Stop. That's it. So you just put this in smaller size compared to the cucumber.
Okay, so it's slightly smaller than the cucumber, did you say?
Yeah.
Very sorry, our internet just had a bit of a wobble whilst we were doing that. Hopefully we're all back now. I think that
Is it okay now?
it's a little bit slow, I think. Hopefully it will settle down in a moment. Can you still hear us? Just let us know and we'll see what we can do our end. We're just chopping the feta nice and small.
Yeah.
And feta's quite a crumbly cheese, so don't worry if you don't get perfect cubes.
Yeah.
So did you take this straight out of the fridge or did you leave it on the side?
From the fridge.
Okay, and we must just have two more steps, olives and, oh no, three, olives, olive oil and oregano.
Yeah, so with the olives, I just put them whole because they're small. Really, I don't think they need cutting because they're really small. Yeah.
Pop them in whole.
Yeah, just put them in whole.
They're about the same size as your feta, so they must be about the right size.
Just put it in there.
If you wanted them smaller, you could chop them. Again, it's personal preference.
And next, for the oregano, just sprinkle it a bit, probably a teaspoon.
Can you have too much oregano? This is a serious question.
Not really, for me. It's okay. I'll put a bit more. Right, next, last but not the least, the olive oil.
Yep.
I'll put about, I'm going to measure this because I don't want it to be too oily.
So we have to be very careful with our olive oil, not too much.
Make it too oily. So I'll say, I'll put 1 tablespoon.
So we've got a dessert spoon, so that's about...
I'll put 3.
That's 3 dessert spoons. We said approximately 1 tablespoon.
Yeah.
So it's really not a lot of oil that we've
Yeah.
popped in.
Right, so that's done.
Okay. And there must be one more step because it's a bit of a layered salad again. I'm wondering if it's hands in and
Yeah.
mix it around again.
That's it. That's it. This is the exciting bit.
It is.
So just mix it around. Yeah.
Wow, it does look
I wanna
very
eat,
yummy,
I
Aisha.
wanna eat. I love this salad. I love it. It's so simple and yet tastes so good.
That looks really good, Aisha.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Mix it. All the colors.
Oh,
Ooh.
looks very nice, Aisha. Thank you so much.
Yeah. That's your Greek salad.
Brilliant. So
And I'll bring your salad back.
let's pop them both in front of the
Yeah.
camera so you can have a look at it
Look at it.
first. There we go.
That's it.
We've got the fruit salad on the left and the Greek salad on the right. And we're going to go over to Jennifer now, who's going to talk to us about route into work. So just bear with me a moment. I'm going to put the Be Right Back screen off while I swap some things over. And Natasha's on comments, so do feel free to type anything whilst we move around a bit.
Be right back.